Hey everyone, welcome to Nicole's Needlework. My name is Nicole and this is a podcast about stitching and knitting. Although today again, there's no knitting to share. I'm very sorry. Today is, what is today? April 26th. It's right around 5:30 and this is episode 27. I got it right this time. I have one finish to share. This is just going to be a quick episode. I thought I'd share my finish, share what I'm working on, and my Stitch Mania plans. So I'll get started. So my one finish is Isabella Fox by GGR. And this is vintage, 40 count vintage sand dune. And I used various silk threads, over-dyed, hand-dyed silk threads. So this is the attic conversion, but the linen that's about accurate right there. In pictures it comes out really light and it's hard to get it, like that's how the pictures turn out, but it's more like that. But I'm so glad I got this finished. I started it, I think 4 years ago, and I'd work on it every now and then, but then I finally I was just determined to get this done. So last time I talked about getting some things framed, and I actually decided to take both things to get framed. So they're ready, but since it's 3 hours away, it's not that convenient for me to get. So this weekend I have a wedding to go to, so I think I'm going to get them next weekend. But anyway, and I was thinking, since I'm picking those up, I might drop this off to get framed. So y'all have really inspired me to get some of this stuff on my walls. So what I've been working on, let's see, where is it? I started the Scarlet House, Martha Pudsey, 1835, and I'm doing it on the 40 count vintage meadow rue by Lakeside Linens. And this is what I've gotten done so far. I got the bottom border finished last night, and that's how big it's gonna be. So when I got the lettering, she was only 11 years old when she worked on this. It just blows my mind that these young girls working on these samplers. So show a picture of the completed sampler. So that's it right there. I'm not sure if you can hear my son. He's playing a game online with his friends. He's so loud. But anyway, and I'm using the called for needlepoint ink silks. It's been a while since I've worked with these, and I just love them. These are my favorite solid silks to work with. So I've never done Stitch Mania before, and I kind of like Emily's idea of working on some new starts and some whips. So I was going through, I made a list of what I'd really like to start and what I'd like to work on. So, hold on one sec. Yeah, don't judge. I'm wearing my pajamas. I'm wearing my pajamas with a work shirt. Little secret behind the scenes. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. Work on one project every 2 days. I think that's what Emily does. Eclectic. Gosh, what's her name? It just left my mind. Anyway, everybody knows Emily. Work on one project every 2 days for 15 days. 4 new starts. So days 1 and 2, my new start would be Sarah Redfern. And yes, I did start this previously. but I decided I wanted to do it on the called for vintage exemplar 40 count. So I have all the silk threads there. So that is start one, or I should say restart. Okay, so day 2, or days 3 and 4, I'd work on Martha Pudsey again. Days 5 and 6, new start would be Anne Rayner. And I'm going to use silk threads. And this is 40 count vintage light exemplar. And I'm using mainly Paulette's conversion Plum Street samplers, and a couple of Tanya's from her conversion. So I'm mixing hand-dyed silk threads with needlepoint ink silk. So I'm really excited to start that. So that's my second, that will be my second start. Day 7 and 8, His Eyes on the Sparrow, and I did restart this on the Country Mocha. I realized watching, my brain has left me. I was watching someone and they're like, I think it was Tracy P, and she said like 32 count, maybe 36 count is vintage Country Mocha, but 40 count is just Country Mocha. So this is a large fat half here. I started, where is it? Started that right there, see it? That is my teeny tiny start, but I think I'm really gonna like this linen. Someone else bought my other 36 count Ren that I had started stitching on. So thank you to them. And so I'm gonna work on this again. My giant piece of linen. I really need to cut that down. But I'm doing all the called for threads. Sample threads and Weeks Dye Works. Yeah. So I'm gonna get back to that. Alright, so days 9 and 10, another new start. And it is going to be Smith Sampler by Scarlet House. There's those beautiful threads again. And this is 40 count vintage Meadow Rue. And so that's start number 3. So whip number 3 will be Love Never Fails. And so that is by Barbara Anna. I don't have a big picture of this printed out. But let's see, I'm doing DMC. Just have them in this little box. 40 count vintage fawn. And this is all I have so far. So I'd like to work on that some more. So that is whip number 4, no, 3. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. So start number 4 is another Scarlet House, Mary Lindley, 1829. And this also uses 40 count vintage Meadow Rue. I think I might get away with splitting this linen in half or using some of this linen for Mary Lindley. The Smith sampler is not very big actually. It is only and this is a fat quarter, so it is only 9 3/4 by 13 3/4. So I think I can get away with using some of this linen for this. And I pulled all the silk threads for that, which I already had, so I didn't have to buy anything new. So that is all my starts. I want to start in, it's funny, 3 Scarlet House. So Smith Sampler, Ann Rayner, Mary Lindley, and Sarah Redfern. So, and like I said, I have the linen on order from 123 Stitch, vintage 40 count exemplar, 40 count vintage exemplar. It's one of my favorites. I did have a piece, but it wasn't big enough. So, I'm excited. My first little Maynia. My last whip for day, I guess it would be day 15, is American Sampler. So, and this is all I have on American Sampler by Plum Street Samplers. So I'm just working on the grass up here. And this is the one where I changed this red here from Calico Kitty to Ruby Slipper, Gentle Arts, not Ruby Slippers, Classic Colorworks. So I'm using Slipper 1, not 2. So I really want to get back to that. So, and that's it. That's my Maynia plans, and I'll most likely do another video after I get my frame pieces back. I'm very excited to see how they look. And that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.